everyone, and welcome to Learn Fluent English Pod. My name is Catherine, and I am happy you are here today. This podcast is about fun topics and learning English together. Today we talk about something we all love. Imagine this. It is nighttime. You sit with your favorite show. You watch one episode, then another. You cannot stop watching. So here's my question. Why do we get hooked on our favorite shows? What makes us want to watch more and more? Let us find out together. First, let us think about why shows pull us in so much. They are on TV or your phone. You start one. Maybe it is about friends who make you laugh. Or maybe it is an adventure with big surprises. Soon, you forget the time. Hours go by, and you do not even notice. Why does this happen? One big reason is the story. A good story takes you away from your day. Your day might be boring with nothing new, or it might be hard with school or work. But a show gives you something fresh. It can be funny with jokes that make you smile, or it can be exciting with action that keeps you awake. It is like a holiday you take at home. You do not need to go anywhere. The story does all the work. It pulls you in and you want to stay there. That is a huge part of why we watch. We love to leave our normal life for a bit. Every episode adds more fun. You follow along and it feels like a break. Shows know how to captivate you with these stories. Hold on a second. I just said captivate, and that is a word we need to explore. Captivate means to catch your attention and hold it tight. It is when something grabs you so strong you cannot look away. Shows do this with their stories and surprises. Come on, say it with me. Captivate? Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Captivate? One more time. Captivate. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A magic trick can captivate children so they watch with big eyes. How about another one? This show can captivate me every night because I love the fun. That fits why we watch. Back to our topic. Next, there are the people in the show. They are not real, but they feel real. You start to like them. You want them to win at what they do. You feel sad if they lose or make a mistake. Have you ever talked to the TV? Maybe you said, "Oh no," when something bad happened. That is because they seem like friends. People who study how we think say our brains can see them as real sometimes. That is strange, but it makes sense. You watch a show for a long time. You get to know the people. You care about what happens to them next. That is why you keep going. You want to see if they are okay, or if they fix their problems. It is like following a friend's life. Then there is the waiting part. Shows end with big moments. Someone might be in danger, or a secret is almost out. Then it stops. You need to know what happens next. You say just one more, even if it is late. That waiting keeps you watching. It is smart how shows do that. They leave you wanting more every time. Shows mesmerize you with these big endings. Let us stop here. I just said mesmerize, and oh, that is a word to dive into. Mesmerize means to hold your attention like magic. It is when something pulls you in like a spell. Shows use this with their big moments. Come on, say it with me. Mesmerize. You can do it. Mesmerize. Again, mesmerize. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A dancer can mesmerize the crowd with her moves. How about another way? This show can mesmerize me with its music and keep me watching. That is part of why we stay. Back to why we watch. Shows make us feel things too. They can be happy or scary. You laugh at funny parts. You get nervous at tense parts. It is safe to feel this way. Real life does not always let us feel big things. But shows do. Also, you can talk about them with friends. Have you asked, did you see that? It is nice to share. So we watch for stories and people and waiting and feelings. Next time you watch, think, why do I like this? It is okay. So we talked about stories and people last time. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One big reason is how they fit into our days. Think about this. You might watch a show every night after dinner. Or maybe on weekends when you have time. It becomes a habit. You sit down, you get comfy, maybe you have a snack or a drink. It feels like the right thing to do. Even if the episode is not the best, you still watch. Why? Because it is your routine now. That is strong. It is not just about the show. It is about the time you give it. You plan your day around it sometimes. Have you ever thought, I will watch this later tonight? That happens to many of us. Shows become part of our life like eating or sleeping. This habit makes watching easy. You do not think too much. You just start the next episode. It is like brushing your teeth. You do it without a big plan. That is why we keep going. Even when we are busy, we find time. We say, oh, I can watch one more. It feels good to have that moment. Shows stay with us every day or every week. That is a big part of why we love them. We look forward to them. It is something we can count on when other things change. You know the show will be there waiting. It is a nice break after a long day. You sit and relax and let it take you away. Another reason is surprises. Good shows do not let you guess everything. You watch and think you know what will happen. Maybe the good person wins. But then something big changes. A surprise comes and you did not see it. That keeps you watching. It might be a small thing like a funny joke, or it might be huge like a secret you never thought of. Either way, you want to see more. It is like a game. You try to guess, but the show tricks you. That is fun. Have you ever said, wow, I did not expect that? That is why we stay. Shows tantalize you with these moments. Hold on a second. I just said tantalize, and that is a word we should unpack. Tantalize means to tease or excite someone with something they want but cannot have yet. It is when you feel curious and eager. Shows do this with surprises. Come on, say it with me. Tantalize. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Tantalize. One more time. Tantalize. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. The smell of cake can tantalize you when you are hungry. How about another one? This show can tantalize me with its endings and make me watch more. That fits perfectly. Back to our topic. Shows also play with time. You start watching. One episode feels fast even if it is long. You do not notice how quick it goes. Then you watch another. Soon it is very late. That is no mistake. Shows are made to keep you going. In real life, time can feel slow, but with a show, it moves fast. You say I will stop soon, but you do not. That is a trick they use. It is why we lose sleep sometimes. We want to stay in that fast world. It feels different from our normal day. That is a big reason we watch more. You get lost in it and forget everything else. Shows are easy too. After a long day, you do not want hard work. A show lets you sit and enjoy. You do not need to think too much. Some have big ideas, but most are simple. You follow along and rest. That is nice when you are tired. It is like a gift. You get fun without trying. Compare that to reading a book or cooking. Shows win every time. They entice you to stay with that ease. Let us pause now. I just said entice and, we need to dig into that. Entice means to attract someone with something nice or fun. It pulls you in gently. Shows do this with easy fun. Come on, say it with me. Entice. You can do it. Entice. Again. Entice. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. Bright toys can entice children to play all day. How about another way? This show can entice me to watch all night with its simple joy. That is why we stay, so we watch for habits and surprises and time and ease. It all keeps us hooked. Next time you watch, think, what makes me stay? Now we have talked about habits and surprises. Let us look at more reasons we love our favorite shows. One reason is how they match what we feel. Think about your day. Sometimes you are happy. You pick a funny show to laugh more. Other times you feel tired or curious. You choose a show with big ideas or mysteries. Shows are like a list you can pick from. They fit your mood. That is smart, right? You do not always want the same thing. A show can be light and silly one day, then deep and serious the next. It depends on what you need. Have you ever watched something because it felt just right? That is why we keep going. Shows know what we want when we want it. This makes watching special. You might have a bad day. A show cheers you up with jokes or fun friends on screen. Or maybe you had a good day. You pick something exciting to keep the energy high. It is like the show understands you. That keeps you coming back. You know there is always something for how you feel. It is not the same every time. Some days you want to smile and forget your worries. Some days you want to think about big things. Shows give you both. That is a big part of why we watch. They change with us and make us feel good. You can find a show for any moment. It is like a friend who knows your mood. Another reason is how shows grow over time. A good show does not stay small. It gets bigger as you watch. The story adds new parts. The people in it change too. Maybe someone shy becomes brave after a few episodes, or a secret from the start comes up later. You see it build step by step. That is exciting. It is not just one episode. It is a long story you follow. You want to know how it ends. Have you ever stayed with a show for weeks or months? That happens because it keeps growing. You care about what comes next. You get curious about where it will go. Shows beguile you with this slow build. Hold on a second. I just said beguile, and that is a word we need to explore. Beguile means to charm or trick someone in a nice way. It pulls you in with something interesting. Shows do this with their growing stories. Come on, say it with me. Beguile. Oh, come on, you're not saying it. Beguile. One more time. Beguile. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. Her smile can beguile anyone who sees it. How about another one? This show can beguile me with its slow twists and keep me watching. That is why we stay. But back to our topic. Shows also make us think sometimes. They can be fun, but also have big questions. Maybe a person in the show has a hard choice to make. You wonder what you would do in their place. Or maybe it shows a problem like in real life. You start to think about it. Even funny shows can have smart ideas, like how friends help each other or how people fix mistakes. That adds something extra. You are not just watching, you are learning a little too. My tip is this: talk about the show with a friend. It makes it more fun to share what you think. That is another reason we watch. We like the ideas it gives us. Shows look nice too. The pictures are bright and clear. The music is good and fits the story. It all works together. A sad part has slow music that makes you feel it. A fast part has loud sounds that wake you up. That pulls you in more. You do not just watch the story, you feel it with your eyes and ears. Have you ever liked a show because of its music? That happens a lot. It is like a big treat for your senses. Shows allure you with how they look and sound. Let us pause now. I just said allure and, oh, that is a word we should unpack. Allure means to attract someone strongly with something nice. It pulls you in with beauty or fun. Shows do this with pictures and sounds. Come on, say it with me. Allure. You can do it. Allure. Again, allure. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. Flowers can allure bees with their sweet smell. How about another way? This show can allure me with its bright scenes and keep me hooked. That is part of the magic. So we watch for moods and growing stories and thinking and nice looks. It all keeps us hooked. Next time you watch, ask, what do I like now? So we have covered moods and growing stories. Now let us explore more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they spark our thoughts. Shows are not just for fun, they can make us imagine things. You watch a show about a small town or a big city. You start to think, what if I lived there? What would I do in that place? It is like your mind joins the story. You picture new ideas or guess what could happen next. That is exciting. It is not just what you see on the screen. It is what you add with your own thoughts. Have you ever daydreamed about a show? That is why we keep watching. It wakes up our imagination. This makes shows more than just a quick watch. You might see a person in the show do something brave. You think, could I be like that? Or you see a funny moment and imagine it in your life. It is like the show gives you a playground for your mind. You try out ideas without moving from your seat. That keeps you hooked. You want to see more so you can keep thinking. It is fun to let your thoughts run free. Shows do not just tell a story, they let you build on it too. That is a big part of why we stay. We love how they make us dream and wonder. Another reason is the friends we make from shows. Watching is not always alone. You talk about it with people. Maybe you tell a friend what happened in the last episode, or you go online and see what others say. People guess what will happen next. They laugh about funny parts together. It is like a group you join without trying. That makes it bigger than just watching. It is sharing too. Some shows get so popular, everyone talks about them. You want to keep up so you can join in. Have you ever chatted about a show? That is why we watch more. Shows connect you to others. Then there is how shows look and feel. The pictures are bright. The music fits perfectly. It all pulls you in. A quiet scene might have soft sounds. A fast scene might have loud beats. That makes it strong. You do not just see it, you feel it too. It is like a treat for your eyes and ears. Shows rivet you with these details. Hold on a second. I just said rivet, and that is a word we need to dive into. Rivet means to hold your attention so tight you cannot look away. It is when something grabs you completely. Shows do this with their looks and sounds. Come on, say it with me. Rivet. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Rivet. One more time. Rivet. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A loud game can rivet children so they stay still. How about another one? This show can rivet me with its big scenes and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic. Shows also let us try new lives. You watch someone fight a bad guy or open a shop. You think, what if that was me? It is safe to try these things in your head. You would not do them in real life. But in a show, you can feel it. That is strong. It gives you a taste of something different. You might not travel far or take risks, but the show lets you pretend. That is why we keep going. We like living through the people on screen. It stays with you even after it ends. Shows give us puzzles too. Some have secrets or clues. You try to guess what is true or who will do what. It is like a game for your mind. You watch and think hard. Even if you guess wrong, it is fun. Have you ever tried to solve a show? That keeps you hooked. Shows intrigue you with these little mysteries. Let us stop here. I just said intrigue, and no, that is a word we should explore. Intrigue means to make someone curious or interested with mystery. It pulls you in with questions. Shows do this with puzzles. Come on, say it with me. Intrigue. You can do it. Intrigue again. Intrigue. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A strange box can intrigue a child to open it. How about another way? This show can intrigue me with its secrets and keep me guessing. That is part of the fun. So we watch for thoughts and friends and looks and puzzles. It all keeps us hooked. Next time you watch, ask, what do I like now? So we have talked about thoughts and friends. Now let us see more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they give us little wins. Every episode has something good. Maybe you laugh at a joke, or maybe a mystery gets solved. It feels like a prize. You watch and get a happy moment. That is nice. In real life, we do not always win. Things can be hard or slow. But a show gives you something every time. It might be small, like a funny line, or big like a happy ending. Either way, it feels good. Have you ever smiled after an episode? That is why we keep going. Shows reward us, and we like that. This makes watching fun every time. You know you will get something out of it. Maybe the good person beats the bad one. Or maybe someone learns something new. It is like a gift you open with each episode. That keeps you hooked. You want that next win. Life can feel up and down, but shows are steady. They give you a boost when you need it. That is a big part of why we watch. We love those little moments that make us happy. You sit down and know it will be worth it. It is a safe way to feel good. Another reason is how shows take their time. A good show does not rush. It goes slow and builds up. The story grows bigger with every episode. You get hints and wait for more. That is exciting. It is not over in one night. It is a long trip you take. You want to see where it goes. Have you ever watched a show for weeks? That happens because it moves step by step. You care about the end. It is like reading a book, but with pictures. Shows enthrall you with this slow pace. Hold on a second. I just said enthrall, and that is a word we need to unpack. Enthrall means to hold someone's attention so much they feel caught by it. It is when something grabs you completely. Shows do this with their slow stories. Come on, say it with me, enthrall. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Enthrall. One more time. Enthrall, good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A good story can enthrall children for hours. How about another one? This show can enthrall me with its big moments and keep me watching. That is why we stay. Back to our topic. Shows also show us things we know. They can feel like real life sometimes. You see people fall in love or fight with friends. It is like looking at your own world. Maybe a show has a family like yours, or a problem you understand. That makes it strong. You watch and think, I get that. It is not always big action. Sometimes it is small moments that feel true. Have you ever seen yourself in a show? That is why we keep going. It feels close to us. We like how it shows our lives in a new way. Shows mix fun and rest too. After a long day, you want something easy. A show gives you that. You sit and watch without hard work. But it also keeps you awake with good parts. You laugh or get excited. It is a balance. You rest but stay interested. That is smart. It is why we watch when we are tired. It feels good to relax and still have fun. Shows engross you with this mix. Let us pause now. I just said engross, and that is a word we should dive into. Engross means to take all your attention so you focus only on it. It pulls you in deep. Shows do this with fun and rest. Come on, say it with me. Engross. You can do it. Engross. Again, engross. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A fun game can engross a child all day. How about another way? This show can engross me with its easy joy and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for wins and slow stories and real life and rest. It all keeps us hooked. Next time you watch, ask, what do I like now? So, we have covered wins and slow stories. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they test us a little. Shows are not always easy. Some have scary parts that make your heart beat fast, or big moments that feel wild. You might feel nervous, but you like it. It is not just sitting there. It pushes you a bit. That is exciting. You watch and feel awake. It is like trying something new without real danger. Have you ever felt tense during a show? That is why we keep going. It gives us a small challenge we enjoy. This makes shows more than just fun. You might see a dark scene and hold your breath, or a fast part that makes you jump. It is safe but feels big. That keeps you hooked. You want to see if you can handle it. Life does not always give us thrills, but shows do. They mix calm with wild moments. You sit and relax, but then get a surprise. That balance is strong. It is why we watch more. We like how it wakes us up and tests what we can take. Shows exhilarate you with these feelings. Hold on a second. I just said exhilarate, and that is a word we need to explore. Exhilarate means to make someone feel very excited or alive. It is when something lifts you up with energy. Shows do this with their big moments. Come on, say it with me. Exhilarate. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Exhilarate. One more time. Exhilarate. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A fast ride can exhilarate children with joy. How about another one? This show can exhilarate me with its wild scenes and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic. Shows also stay with us after they end. You turn off the TV, but the story is still in your head. You think about it at school or work. Maybe you hear the music in your mind. Or you wonder what the people will do next. That is strong. It is not just a quick watch. It sticks with you. Some shows even change how you see things. You might think about a big idea from it. Have you ever thought about a show all day? That is why we keep going. It lives in us even when it is off. This makes shows special. You might talk about them later, or dream about them at night. It is like they follow you. That keeps you hooked. You want to watch more to stay with that feeling. It is not over when the episode stops. It stays in your thoughts. That is a big part of why we love them. They give us something to carry with us. You feel close to the show even after it ends. Shows give us control too. In real life, things can be messy. We cannot fix everything. But a show has an end. You know it will finish somehow. Even if it is sad, you feel safe. That is nice. You watch big problems, but they are not yours. It is like a storm you see from inside. That balance keeps us watching. We like how it feels tidy in the end, shows immerse you with this safe feeling. Let us pause now. I just said immerse, and that is a word we should unpack. Immerse means to put someone deep into something so they feel surrounded. It pulls you in fully. Shows do this with their safe worlds. Come on, say it with me. Immerse. You can do it. Immerse. Again. Immerse. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A good book can immerse a child in a new place. How about another way? This show can immerse me in its story and make me forget time. That is part of it. So we watch for tests and staying power and control and safe worlds. It all keeps us hooked. Next time you watch, ask, what do I like now? So we have talked about tests and staying power. Now let us explore more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they mix old and new. Shows bring back things we know, but add fresh twists. You might see a story like one from your childhood, but it has new people or surprises. That feels good. It is like meeting an old friend who has new stories to tell. You know the shape, but not the details. That keeps you watching. It is safe but exciting too. Have you ever liked a show because it felt familiar? That is why we stay. It blends what we love with something different. This makes shows special. You might watch a funny family like one you know, but they do new things you did not expect. It is a balance. You feel at home, but also curious. That is strong. Shows do not start from nothing. They use ideas we already like, then they change them a bit. That keeps you hooked. You want to see how it turns out this time. It is like a song you know with new words. That is a big part of why we watch. We love how it feels both old and new. It pulls us in with that mix. Another reason is how shows share our world. They show things we see every day, like friends talking or people working, but they make it bigger. You watch and think, that is like my life. Maybe it is a small fight or a happy day. It feels real. That is why we keep going. It is not all wild stories. Some parts are close to us. You see your own joys or worries on screen. Have you ever nodded at a show because it felt true? That connection keeps us watching. Shows resonate with us in these quiet ways. Hold on a second. I just said resonate, and that is a word we need to dive into. Resonate means to echo or feel strong inside someone. It is when something matches your feelings. Shows do this with real moments. Come on, say it with me. Resonate. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Resonate. One more time. Resonate. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A kind word can resonate with a sad friend. How about another one? This show can resonate with me when it shows my life. That is why we stay. Back to our topic. Shows give us beauty too. The pictures are bright and pretty. The music lifts you up or calms you down. It is like art you can watch. A quiet scene might have soft colors. A big moment might have loud sounds. That makes it strong. You do not just see the story. You enjoy how it looks and feels. Have you ever loved a show for its music? That is a big reason we watch. It is a treat for your eyes and ears. You want to see more because it is so nice. This makes watching fun every time. You might notice a small detail like a flower in the background or a song that stays in your head that keeps you hooked. It is not just what happens, it is how it all comes together. Shows do not feel plain. They add little touches that make you smile. That is why we keep going. We love how they look and sound. It is like a gift every episode. Shows surprise us too. Even when you think you know it all, something new pops up. A joke you did not see coming. Or a twist that changes everything. That is exciting. You watch and wait for those moments. It is like a game with no end. Shows astonish you with these little shocks. Let us pause now. I just said astonish and... oh, that is a word we should unpack. Astonish means to surprise someone so much they feel amazed. It is when something catches you off guard. Shows do this with twists. Come on, say it with me. Astonish. You can do it. Astonish. Again. Astonish. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A magic trick can astonish a crowd with its wonder. How about another way? The show can astonish me with its big surprises and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for old and new and real life and beauty and surprises. So we have covered old and new and beauty. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they pull us into a group. Shows are not just for one person. They bring people together. You watch and then talk about it. Maybe you tell a friend what happened, or you see what others say online. People share ideas and guess what comes next. It is like a club you join without planning. That makes it more than just watching. It is a way to connect. Some shows get so big everyone knows them. You want to watch so you can join the fun. Have you ever talked about a show with someone? That is why we keep going. It links us to others. This makes shows bigger than the screen. You might laugh with a friend about a funny part, or ask what they think will happen. It is like a team that keeps you hooked. You want to stay in the group. It is fun to share the story. Even if you watch alone, you feel part of something. That is strong. Shows do not just stay with you, they tie you to people too. That is a big reason we watch. We love how it makes us feel close to others. You are not just a viewer. You are in a crowd who loves it too. Another reason is how shows lift us up. They give us hope or joy. You watch and see people win after a hard time or laugh after a bad day. That feels good. It is like a light when things are dark. Life can be tough sometimes, but a show shows you something better. Maybe a friend helps another, or someone finds a way out. That keeps you watching. You want that happy feeling. Have you ever felt better after a show? That is why we stay. Shows inspire you with these bright moments. Hold on a second. I just said inspire, and that is a word we need to explore. Inspire means to fill someone with hope or ideas to do something. It is when something lifts your spirit. Shows do this with happy parts. Come on, say it with me. Inspire. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Inspire. One more time. Inspire. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A kind teacher can inspire a child to learn. How about another one? This show can inspire me with its big wins and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic, shows also keep us guessing. They do not give all the answers. You watch and wonder what is next. Maybe a secret stays hidden, or a choice is not clear. That is like a game. You try to figure it out. It is fun to think and wait. Even if you are wrong, it keeps you there. Have you ever guessed about a show? That is a big part of why we watch. It makes us use our minds. We love the little puzzles it gives us. This makes watching active. You are not just sitting. You are thinking, too. A show might drop a hint and you catch it, or it might trick you with a twist. That is exciting. You want to see if you are right. It is why we keep going. We like how it plays with us. It is not all easy. Some parts make you work a bit. That is fun in its own way. Shows perplex you with these clever bits. Let us pause now. I just said perplex. And that is a word we should unpack. Perplex means to confuse someone or make them think hard. It is when something is not clear and you wonder. Shows do this with puzzles. Come on, say it with me. Perplex, you can do it. Perplex. Again, perplex, perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A hard question can perplex a student for hours. How about another way? This show can perplex me with its secrets and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for groups and hope and guessing and puzzles. It all keeps us hooked. Next time you watch, ask what do I like now? So we have talked about groups and guessing. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they give us a safe place. Life can be big and messy. Things happen we cannot control. But a show is different. You watch and know it will end okay. Even if it gets wild, you feel safe. That is nice. It is like a warm room in a storm. You see big fights or sad parts, but they are not yours. That keeps you watching. You like how it feels under control. Have you ever felt calm during a show? That is why we stay. It is a break from real worries. This makes shows special. You can see hard things happen. Maybe someone loses something big or faces a tough choice. But you know it is just a story. It ends when you turn it off. That is strong. It lets you feel big things without real risk. You watch and enjoy the ups and downs. That is a big part of why we watch. We love how it keeps us safe while showing us more. It is like a game you play without danger. You come back because it feels good to let go and trust the story. Another reason is how shows teach us. They show new ideas or ways to live. You might see someone try something you never did, like a job or a trip. It makes you think. Or it shows how people fix problems. That is fun. You learn a little without trying. It is not like school. It is easy and part of the story. Have you ever learned something from a show? That is why we keep going. It adds something to our lives. Shows enlighten you with these small lessons. Hold on a second. I just said enlighten, and that is a word we need to dive into. Enlighten means to give someone new understanding or knowledge. It is when something makes you see more. Shows do this with ideas. Come on, say it with me. Enlighten. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Enlighten? One more time. Enlighten. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A good book can enlighten a child about the world. How about another one? This show can enlighten me with its smart tips and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic, shows also stretch time. You watch one episode, and it feels fast. But the whole story goes slow. It can take weeks or months. That is exciting. You wait for each part. It is like a long book you read bit by bit. Every episode adds more. You want to see the end, but not too soon. That keeps you hooked. You enjoy the wait as much as the watch. Have you ever loved a show that took time? That is a big reason we stay. It is not quick. It grows with you. This makes shows feel big. You might think about it between episodes. What will happen next? It stays in your mind. That is strong. You watch and wait and watch again. It is like a friend you see now and then. That is why we keep going. We love how it takes time to tell the story. It is not all at once. You get to live with it for a while. That slow build pulls us in every time. Shows mix fun and calm too. Some parts make you laugh or jump. Others let you rest. That balance is nice. You watch and feel both awake and relaxed. It is like a day with play and sleep. That is why we watch when we need a break. Shows beguile you with this mix. Let us stop here. I just said beguile, and oh, that is a word we should explore. Beguile means to charm or trick someone in a nice way. It pulls you in with something fun. Shows do this with their balance. Come on, say it with me. Beguile. You can do it. Beguile. Again. Beguile. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A sweet song can beguile a tired friend. How about another way? This show can beguile me with its calm and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for safe places and lessons and slow time and balance. It all keeps us hooked. Next time you watch, ask, what do I like now? So we have covered safe places and lessons. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they spark our curiosity. Shows leave questions open. You watch and wonder what happens next. Maybe a secret stays hidden, or a person acts strange. That makes you think. It is like a puzzle you want to solve. You guess and wait to see if you are right. That is fun. It is not all given to you. You have to figure some out. Have you ever tried to guess a show's ending? That is why we keep watching. It keeps our minds busy. This makes shows exciting. You might see a clue and think about it all day. Or talk to a friend about what it means. That keeps you hooked. You want to know more. It is not just sitting there. It is a little game. Shows do not tell everything at once. They drop hints and let you play along. That is strong. You watch and feel smart when you catch something. That is a big part of why we stay. We love how it makes us wonder and guess. It pulls us in with every new question. Another reason is how shows give us comfort. Life can feel fast or hard, but a show is steady. You know what to expect. The same people come back. The story moves in a way you like. That feels good. It is like a cozy blanket on a cold day. You watch and relax. Even if big things happen, it is still familiar. Have you ever watched a show to feel calm? That is why we keep going. It is a soft place in a tough world. Shows soothe you with this warm feeling. Hold on a second. I just said soothe, and that is a word we need to unpack. Soothe means to calm someone or make them feel better. It is when something takes away worry. Shows do this with comfort. Come on, say it with me. Soothe. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Soothe. One more time, soothe. Good job, let us put it in a sentence. A soft song can soothe a crying baby. How about another one? This show can soothe me after a long day and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic, shows also let us dream big. You watch and see things you might never do. Maybe someone travels far or builds something great. That makes you think, what if? It is safe to dream through them. You do not have to leave home, but you feel like you could. That is exciting. It gives you ideas for your own life. Or just fun thoughts to enjoy. Have you ever dreamed with a show? That is a big reason we watch. It opens up a world we can imagine. This makes shows more than just fun. You might see a person chase a big goal. You think maybe I can too. Or you see a place and want to go there someday. That keeps you hooked. It is not real, but it feels close. You watch and let your mind fly. That is strong. Shows do not just tell stories, they give you dreams to hold on to. That is why we stay. We love how it lifts our thoughts to new places. It is like a window to something bigger. Shows mix big and small too. Some parts are loud and wild, others are quiet and simple. That balance is nice. You get action and peace in one. It keeps you watching because it changes. You laugh, then rest, then jump. That is fun. It is like a day with lots of feelings. Shows enchant you with this mix. Let us pause now. I just said enchant, and that is a word we should dive into. Enchant means to fill someone with delight or magic. It pulls you in with wonder. Shows do this with their mix. Come on, say it with me. Enchant. You can do it. Enchant. Again. Enchant, perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A fairy tale can enchant a child with its magic. How about another way? This show can enchant me with its fun and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for curiosity and comfort and dreams and balance. It all keeps us hooked. So we have covered curiosity and dreams. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they bring back good times. Shows can feel like old memories. You watch and think of happy days. Maybe it is a funny family like one you know, or a place you used to visit. That feels warm. It is like opening a box of old photos. You know it is not real now, but it still makes you smile. That keeps you watching. You like how it ties to your past. Have you ever felt close to a show like that? That is why we stay. It gives us a soft glow from before. This makes shows more than just new stories. You might see a game kids play and remember your own games. Or hear a song that takes you back. That is strong. It pulls you in with those old feelings. You watch and feel happy in a quiet way. That is a big part of why we watch. We love how it connects to things we used to love. It is not all about what happens now. It is about what it reminds us of, too. Shows link us to good moments. That warm tie keeps us hooked every time. Another reason is how shows trick our minds. They make us feel like part of the story. You watch and think you are there. The people talk and you almost answer. Or a big moment happens and you hold your breath. That is fun. It is like stepping into the screen. You forget it is not real. That makes it exciting. You are not just looking, you are living it a little. Have you ever felt pulled into a show? That is why we keep going. Shows delude you into feeling part of it. Hold on a second. I just said delude, and that is a word we need to unpack. Delude means to trick someone into believing something not true. It is when your mind falls for a nice lie. Shows do this with their pull. Come on, say it with me. Delude. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Delude. One more time. Delude. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A magic trick can delude a child into seeing magic. How about another one? This show can delude me into thinking I am there and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic. Shows also give us little escapes. Life can feel heavy with work or worries. But a show takes you away. You watch and forget your day. It might be a funny story that makes you laugh, or a big adventure that lifts you up. That is nice. It is like a short trip in your mind. You do not need to pack or plan. You just sit and go. That keeps you hooked. You want that break when things get tough. Have you ever watched to get away? That is a big reason we stay. It is a door to somewhere else. This makes watching a treat. You might have a hard day and need a rest. A show gives you that. It pulls you out of your own world. You watch and feel light again. That is strong. Shows do not ask much. They just let you step away for a bit. That is why we keep going. We love how it takes us somewhere new. It is a small holiday every time you turn it on. That escape feels good and keeps us coming back. Shows mix big feelings too. One minute you laugh, the next you feel nervous, then you calm down. That change is fun. It is like a ride with ups and downs. You watch and go through it all. That keeps you there. You want to see what comes next. Shows evoke you with these shifts. Let us pause now. I just said evoke, and oh, that is a word we should dive into. Evoke means to bring out a feeling or memory. It pulls something up inside you. Shows do this with changes. Come on, say it with me. Evoke. You can do it. Evoke. Again. Evoke. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. An old photo can evoke happy days for a friend. How about another way? This show can evoke my joy and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for old times and tricks and escapes and feelings. So we have covered old times and escapes. Now let us explore more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they give us a peek at others. Shows let you see lives not like yours. Maybe it is a person in a big city or a far place. You watch and think, how do they live? It is like looking through a window. That is fun. You learn about new ways without leaving home. It might be small things like how they eat, or big things like how they work. That keeps you watching. You want to see more of that world. Have you ever liked a show for its people? That is why we stay. It shows us something different. This makes shows a little adventure. You might see a job you never tried, or a family not like yours. That pulls you in. It is safe but new. You watch and feel like you travel. That is strong. Shows do not just tell one story. They show many lives. You get curious about them. That is a big part of why we watch. We love how it opens our eyes to others. It is like meeting people you would not meet. That peak keeps us hooked every time. Another reason is how shows build tension. They start calm, then get big. You watch and feel it grow. Maybe a problem comes up, or a fight starts. You cannot look away. That is exciting. It is like a wave getting higher. You wait to see what happens. Even small moments feel big because of it. That keeps you there. You want to know how it ends. Have you ever felt stuck to a show like that? That is why we keep going. Shows escalate you with this slow rise. Hold on a second. I just said escalate. And that is a word we need to unpack. Escalate means to make something bigger or stronger over time. It is when things grow step by step. Shows do this with tension. Come on, say it with me. Escalate. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Escalate. One more time. Escalate. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A small argument can escalate into a loud fight. How about another one? This show can escalate my excitement and keep me watching. That is why it pulls us in. Back to our topic. Shows also give us heroes. You watch and see people do great things. Maybe they help a friend or win a hard fight. That feels good. You cheer for them. It is like having a friend who does big stuff. You want them to keep going. That is fun. Life does not always show us heroes, but shows do. You watch and feel proud or happy. Have you ever liked a show's brave person? That is a big reason we stay. We love how they make us care. This makes watching special. You might see someone stand up when it is hard. You think that is cool. That keeps you hooked. You want to see them win again. Shows do not just pass time. They give us people to look up to. That is strong. You watch and feel part of their story. That is why we keep going. We love how it lifts us with their big moments. It is like a push to be better too. Shows mix real and not real too. Some parts feel like your life, others are wild and far away. That balance is nice. You watch and see both. It keeps you there because it changes. You get close things and big dreams. That is fun. Shows enthrall you with this blend. Let us pause now. I just said enthrall, and that is a word we should dive into. Enthrall means to hold someone's attention so much they feel caught. It pulls you in deep. Shows do this with their mix. Come on, say it with me. Enthrall. You can do it. Enthrall. Again. Enthrall. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A good tale can enthrall a child all night. How about another way? This show can enthrall me with its fun and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for peaks and tension and heroes and blends. So we have covered peaks and heroes. Now let us explore more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they make us care. Shows give us people to cheer for. You watch and feel close to them. Maybe they are funny or kind, or maybe they fight hard. You want them to do well. That pulls you in. It is like having friends on screen. You feel happy when they win. You feel sad when they lose. That is strong. It is not just a story. It is a bond. Have you ever cared about a show's people? That is why we keep watching. We love how it ties us to them. This makes shows feel alive. You might see someone try again after a fall. You cheer inside. That keeps you hooked. You want to see their next step. Shows do not just show things. They make you feel part of it. That is a big reason we watch. We love how it pulls our hearts. You watch and hope for them. It is like they matter to you. That care keeps you coming back every time. It is not just fun, it is personal. Another reason is how shows twist our thoughts. They start one way, then change. You think you know what is next, but you are wrong. That is exciting. It is like a road with turns. You watch and guess, then get surprised. Maybe a friend turns bad. Or a secret comes out. That keeps you there. You want to see where it goes. It is fun to be tricked a little. Have you ever been shocked by a show? That is why we stay. Shows confound you with these clever shifts. Hold on a second. I just said confound, and that is a word we need to unpack. Confound means to confuse someone or mix up their ideas. It is when something surprises you and makes you think. Shows do this with twists. Come on, say it with me. Confound. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Confound. One more time. Confound. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A hard puzzle can confound a child for hours. How about another one? This show can confound me with its turns and keep me watching. That is why it pulls us in. Back to our topic. Shows also give us a break from rules. In life, we follow plans. We do what we must. But a show is free. People do wild things. They break rules or try big ideas. That is fun. You watch and see what happens. It is like a world with no limits. You enjoy the freedom they have. Have you ever liked a show for its wild side? That is a big reason we watch. It lets us see something loose and fun. This makes watching a thrill. You might see someone run away or take a risk. That keeps you hooked. It is not like your day. Shows show us what could be. That is strong. You watch and feel free with them. That is why we keep going. We love how it drops the usual and lets us dream. It is a chance to see life without walls. That break pulls us in every time. Shows mix close and far too. Some parts feel near your life, others take you away. That balance is nice. You watch and get both. It keeps you there because it shifts. You feel home then fly off. That is fun. Shows compel you with this double pull. Let us pause now. I just said compel, and that is a word we should dive into. Compel means to force or push someone to do something. It pulls you in strong. Shows do this with their mix. Come on, say it with me. Compel. You can do it. Compel. Again, compel. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A loud call can compel a friend to help. How about another way? This show can compel me to watch with its fun and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for care and twists and freedom and balance. It all keeps us hooked. So we have covered care and freedom. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they spark our senses. Shows are not just stories. They look and sound great too. The colors are bright. The music fits just right. You watch and feel it all. A quiet part might have soft sounds that calm you. A big part might have loud beats that wake you up. That is fun. It is like a treat for your eyes and ears. You do not just hear the story, you see and feel it too. Have you ever loved a show's music? That is why we keep watching. It grabs us in more ways than one. This makes shows special. You might see a pretty place and want to stay there. Or hear a song that sticks with you, that pulls you in. It is not just what happens, it is how it feels to watch. That is strong. Shows mix pictures and sounds to keep you hooked. So we have covered senses and strength. Now let us explore more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they fit our time. Shows come in small pieces. You watch one episode and it is just right. Not too long or short. It works with your day. Maybe you have an hour after work. Or a break on the weekend. That feels good. You can watch and still do other things. It is like a snack you enjoy quick. Have you ever picked a show because it fits? That is why we keep watching. It slides into our lives easy. This makes shows perfect for us. You might be busy with school or chores, but a show waits for you. It does not ask too much time. That pulls you in. You know you can watch and not feel stuck. That is strong. Shows match how we live now. They give us fun in small bites. That is a big part of why we watch. We love how it works with our busy days. You can start and stop when you want. That fit keeps us hooked every time. Another reason is how shows spark laughs. They make us smile or giggle. You watch and hear a funny line or see a silly moment. That lifts you up. It is like a friend who cheers you. Life can be serious or dull, but a show brings light. You laugh and feel good inside. That is fun. You want that joy again. Have you ever laughed hard at a show? That is why we stay. Shows amuse you with these happy bits. Hold on a second. I just said amuse, and that is a word we need to unpack. Amuse means to make someone laugh or feel happy. It is when something brings you joy. Shows do this with humor. Come on, say it with me. Amuse. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Amuse. One more time. Amuse. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A funny toy can amuse a child all day. How about another one? This show can amuse me with its jokes and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic. Shows also give us endings. You watch and know it will finish. Maybe not today, but soon. That feels nice. Life can go on with no end. But a show wraps up. You see the last part and smile, or think about it. That is strong. It gives you a close to the story. You want to reach that point. Have you ever finished a show and felt good? That is a big reason we watch. We love how it ends things for us. This makes watching special. You might see a hard fight and happy, or a sad tale turn bright. That keeps you hooked. Shows do not leave you hanging forever. They give you a stop. That is fun in its own way. You watch and feel done at the end. That is why we keep going. We love how it ties up the loose ends. It is like a gift with a bow on top. That close pulls us in every time. Shows mix fast and slow too. Some parts rush with action, others take time to talk. That change is nice. You watch and feel both. It keeps you there because it shifts. You get wild, then calm. That is fun. Shows engross you with this flow. Let us pause now. I just said engross, and oh, that is a word we should dive into. Engross means to take all your attention so you focus deep. It pulls you in fully. Shows do this with their pace. Come on, say it with me. Engross. You can do it. Engross. Again. Engross. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A good book can engross a child for hours. How about another way? This show can engross me with its shifts and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for time and laughs and endings and flow. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they give us a peek at feelings. Shows let you feel big things safely. You watch and laugh or cry. It is like a test of your heart. Maybe a sad part makes you teary, or a happy part warms you up. That is nice. Life does not always let us feel so much, but shows do. You get to try it all without real trouble. Have you ever felt a lot with a show? That is why we keep watching. It opens our hearts a bit. This makes shows more than just fun. You might see a friend help another and feel glad, or see a loss and feel soft. That pulls you in. It is safe to let those feelings out. That is strong. Shows give us a space to feel big and small. You watch and enjoy that ride. That is a big part of why we watch. We love how it stirs us up inside. It is like a mirror for what we hold. That peek at feelings keeps us hooked every time. Another reason is how shows build a world. They make a place you can see and know. You watch and feel like it is real. Maybe it is a town with fun shops, or a wild land far away. That is exciting. It is like stepping into a new home. You learn its ways and people. That keeps you there. You want to see more of that place. Have you ever loved a show's world? That is why we stay. Shows craft you into their space. Hold on a second. I just said craft, and that is a word we need to explore. Craft means to make something with care or skill. It is when you build it just right. Shows do this with their worlds. Come on, say it with me. Craft. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Craft. One more time. Craft. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A worker can craft a toy with love. How about another one? This show can craft a place I want to visit and keep me watching. That is why it pulls us in. Back to our topic. Shows also give us little wins. You watch and see small things work out. Maybe a person fixes a mistake or finds a lost thing. That feels good. It is like a pat on the back. Life can be full of weights, but a show gives you quick joys. You smile and feel light. That is fun. You want that next win to come. Have you ever cheered for a small moment? That is a big reason we watch. It lifts us with those tiny steps. This makes watching special. You might see a friend say sorry and fix things. That keeps you hooked. Shows do not always need big wins. The small ones count too. That is strong. You watch and feel good about little things. That is why we keep going. We love how it cheers us bit by bit. It is like a string of happy nods. That lift pulls us in every time. Shows mix near and far too. Some parts feel close to your day. Others take you away. That change is nice. You watch and get both. It keeps you there because it shifts. You feel home, then fly off. That is fun. Shows enthrall you with this double feel. Let us pause now. I just said enthrall, and that is a word we should dive into. Enthrall means to hold someone's attention so much they feel caught. It pulls you in deep. Shows do this with their mix. Come on, say it with me. Enthrall, you can do it. Enthrall, again, enthrall. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A tale can enthrall a child all night. How about another way? This show can enthrall me with its shifts and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we watch for feelings and worlds and wins and shifts. Now let us look at more reasons we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. One reason is how they give us a steady friend. Shows come back the same way each time. You watch and know what you will get. The people stay with you. The story follows a path. That feels nice. It is like a pal you can trust. Life changes fast sometimes, but a show stays steady. You sit and feel calm with it. Have you ever liked a show because it feels familiar? That is why we keep watching. It is a friend we know well. This makes shows a comfort. You might have a tough day and need something sure. A show gives that. It does not surprise you too much. That pulls you in. You know the rhythm and like it. That is strong. Shows give us a piece of home when we watch. That is a big part of why we watch. We love how it feels safe and warm. You turn it on and settle in like with an old buddy. That steadiness keeps us hooked every time. Another reason is how shows stretch our hopes. They show dreams coming true. You watch and see people reach big goals. Maybe they find love or win a prize. That lifts you up. It is like a push for your own hopes. Life can feel stuck sometimes. But a show shows you more. You think maybe I can do that too. That is fun. You want to see those dreams play out. Have you ever felt hopeful with a show? That is why we stay. Shows elate you with these high moments. Hold on a second. I just said elate, and that is a word we need to unpack. Elate means to make someone feel very happy or proud. It is when something lifts your mood high. Shows do this with dreams. Come on, say it with me. Elate. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Elate. One more time. Elate. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A big win can elate a child with joy. How about another one? This show can elate me with its happy ends and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to our topic. Shows also give us a taste of change. You watch and see lives flip around. Maybe someone shy grows bold, or a sad day turns bright. That is exciting. It is like seeing time move fast. You want to know how it shifts next. That keeps you there. Life can feel slow to change, but shows speed it up. You enjoy that switch. Have you ever liked a show's big change? That is a big reason we watch. It shows us new sides of people. This makes watching special. You might see a person learn something big. That pulls you in. Shows do not stay the same. They grow and turn. That is strong. You watch and feel the shift with them. That is why we keep going. We love how it moves things along. It is like a story that dances. That change keeps us hooked every time. Shows mix close and far, too. Some parts feel near your life, others take you away. That balance is nice. You watch and get both. It keeps you there because it shifts. You feel home then fly off. That is fun. Shows bewitch you with this double pull. Let us pause now. I just said bewitch, and that is a word we should dive into. Bewitch means to charm someone like magic so they cannot look away. It pulls you in with wonder. Shows do this with their mix. Come on, say it with me. Bewitch. You can do it. Bewitch. Again. Bewitch. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. Let us put it in a sentence. A bright light can bewitch a child with his glow. How about another way? This show can bewitch me with its fun and keep me hooked. That is part of it. So we have talked about steady friends and changes. Now let us bring it all together and see why we cannot stop watching our favorite shows. We have found so many reasons. Stories take us away. People feel like friends. Surprises keep us guessing. Shows fit our days and moods. They make us laugh and think. They look nice and sound great. They give us hope and dreams. They test us and calm us. They mix old with new and real with wild. That is a lot, right? But it all comes down to this. Shows give us something special every time we watch. Think about everything we said. You sit down, and a show pulls you in. It might be a funny moment that lifts you up, or a big ending that makes you cheer. It fits your life like a glove. That is why we keep coming back. It is not just one thing. It is all of them together. Shows are a mix of fun and comfort and wonder. They talk to our hearts and minds in big and small ways. Have you ever thought how much a show does? That is why we stay. It is a gift that keeps giving. One big piece is how shows thrill us. They wake us up with new ideas. You watch and feel alive. Maybe it is a fast chase or a quiet truth that keeps you there. You want that rush again. It is like a spark in your day. Shows electrify you with these moments. Hold on a second. I just said electrify, and that is a word we need to unpack. Electrify means to charge someone with excitement or energy. It is when something shocks you awake. Shows do this with thrills. Come on, say it with me. Electrify. Oh, come on, you are not saying it. Electrify. One more time. Electrify. Good job. Let us put it in a sentence. A loud game can electrify a crowd with noise. How about another one? This show can electrify me with its big parts and keep me watching. That is why it works. Back to wrapping up. Shows also tie it all up for us. They start with questions and end with answers. You watch and feel full at the end. That is nice. Life leaves things open sometimes. But a show finishes its tale. You see the whole picture and smile. That pulls you in. You want that close every time. It is like a book with a last page. That is a big reason we watch. We love how it feels complete. This makes shows a whole world. You get laughs and tears and friends and places. They fit your time and lift your hopes. They trick you and teach you. They stay with you after they end. That is strong. You watch and find so much inside. That is why we keep going. It is not just passing time. It is living a little more. Shows do all this, and we cannot say no. They wrap us up in their magic every time we press play. So that is it. We watch because shows dazzle us in so many ways. They light up our days and nights. Next time you watch, think about all this. What pulls you in? That is part 18 and our last one. We are done. Let us pause now. I just said dazzle, and that is a word we should dive into. Dazzle means to amaze someone with something bright or great. It pulls you in with shine. Shows do this with everything. Come on, say it with me. Dazzle. You can do it. Dazzle. Again. Dazzle. Perfect. Let us put it in a sentence. A bright star can dazzle a child at night. How about another way? This show can dazzle me with its fun and keep me hooked. That is the end of it. So there you go. Stories and people and thrills and more. It all keeps us hooked. That is why we love our shows. Thanks for joining me on this ride. 5,000 letters done. See you next time on Learn Fluent English Pod. Bye for now.